Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. Season 37, War number 2. We have another rematch with an alliance that we faced last season. This is NXST. We did defeat them last season. Let's see if we can do it again today. So we're going in with Hercules, Apocalypse, and Anti-Venom as my team. Hopefully I can keep my streak going of using a different team every war. That'd be funny. Alright, first up today we have a long shot on node number 4. Whenever I see a long shot in any form of content anywhere, my only concern really is to make sure that I have an Incinerate immune champ, because if you accidentally push him to his special 2, of course, and he's got Pure of Heart active, you're going to be getting those passive Incinerates on yourself, and that's a huge problem, especially in war, where it's much easier to push somebody to their special 2 if they're Mystic, because you don't necessarily know going in how much Mystic Dispersion they're running. So that's why we're using Anti-Venom here. So we are going to keep our debuffs active. I'm not going to use the special 2 at all. I'm going to stick to the special 1 here. And again, that serves kind of two purposes here. I don't want to consume my debuffs with the special 2 because that will eliminate the heal block from the Sick and Tired tactic. And we do want him to be heal blocked for this fight to counteract the reinvigorated Fury node. But also, I want to keep spamming the special 1 to get the Petrify up on him and get as much uptime on that as I can. That's not going to reverse his healing because of Indomitable. However, it is going to do a decent job of countering some of that Mystic Dispersion power gain that I mentioned just a minute ago. So right there, we pushed him to a special 2. I just took it on the block because Anti-Venom is going to regen the vast majority of that damage anyway. We don't have to worry about those Incinerates, so a very safe counter to this fight. Anti-Venom, a bit of a, this is not a short fight because of specifically the way that I'm using Anti-Venom. If I had access to his damage or felt like I wanted to risk his damage rotation in this fight, it would go a lot faster, but I think for me, I tend to take the safe route, especially in war. I'm okay with a longer fight as long as it's a safer fight. So you can see that we are keeping ourselves topped up quite a bit health-wise. We still have some of our passive regions going from the signature ability, and we're already back at max health here. So just, kind of staying with it. I can see him doing, I don't know if those are called fancy, if you would consider those fancy dexes of the special ones, but dashing in the middle of it so that I can get close enough to punish. I don't know if you can punish it when you're far away or not. I usually don't try to, so either way, a pretty simple first fight. Alright, moving on, we have a Immortal Hulk on node 13. This is a Conduit Defender, of course. I'm going to go in here with APOC. I want to get a charge on APOC before I get up to a fight later on in the path. That's why I went with APOC here. This also has Masochism. APOC was not banned like he was in War number 1, and he's my favorite Masochism counter here, so just countering it literally just by being in the fight, right? So trying to keep up as many bleeds as possible. Again, I've taken this fight with APOC in previous wars last season, and the goal here is basically just to keep as many bleeds up on him as possible to get the heal block going, and then what we want to do is go up to our special 2 so that we can get the concussion on him, and hopefully the concussion is going to prevent him from going immortal at the end of the fight. So I don't think we have enough time, or he doesn't have enough health in this fight for us to increase the potency of the concussion with the special 3. You can see he's already pretty much dead here. There is a small chance that we can actually kill him without going immortal here. I'm trying to limit my basic attacks and just sticking with as much damage over time as possible here. It looks like we are barely just going to miss it. I think he hits 20 just before he dies here. So, and he does hit 20, but the concussion stops the immortality anyways. Another pretty easy fight. All right, up in the shared fight in section 1 here, this is a Sam Cap. Going to go in here with Herc. Again, similar problem as Angela in the previous war. Cap gets a lot of armor ups, and when he has them, you're going to get special locked. So I basically just have to rely on all of Herc's basic damage. So I'm trying to get specials in when I can, but I'm not really too concerned about it. Cap's specials are very easy to dodge, so even if he gets a lot of those Fury passes, and you can see they're ramping up pretty quickly, I'm not too concerned about it, unless I take an accidental misparry or something. But even then, there's so many safeguards with Herc here with the immortality. I would have to take a bunch of damage in order for me to be in any sort of danger in this fight. So just kind of playing, normal Herc style. He's being Sam's being very passive there. So this fight probably could have been over like 10 or 15 seconds ago. But either way, Herc brings him down. All right, we're up in Section 2. We have a Toad, an unduped Toad here. I could have gone in with Anti-Venom here because, since Toad is unduped, he doesn't punish the poison immunity. However, I thought I might need Apocalypse for a fight or two on Boss Island, so I wanted to make sure that he was going to be at maximum genetic code or whatever it's called. You can see there I missed a parry right off the bat, and now I'm immediately kind of playing on the defensive here. That's not the first parry that I miss in this fight, unfortunately. This fight was a mess with input issues. You're going to see me take a couple more combos. Right there is another one. So right there. So we've missed 2 parries, and now we're down about a third of our life gone. So have to use some potions, which is always annoying to do. We noticed we started also with the special 2 to apply the concussion and the degen. And then, as long as we keep enough debuffs up, he's going to be heal blocked, and then we'll be fine. So special 1, there we go. Now we've got 3 mostly permanent debuffs up and 1 more heavy. Ends up finishing the job. All right, this ends up being the last fight of the war for me. Pretty short war for me, and I'll talk about that in a minute. This is a thing up on node 40 with Reinvigorate and Unblockable. We're going to again go in with here with APOC. The bleeds will take care of his rock stacks, and once we get the concussion up, that'll mostly take care of them too. I don't think he goes unstoppable or needs to clear his rock stacks once in this fight. And that's really the goal whenever I play against Thing is just to keep those in control. The less you have to worry about that kind of thing, the better off you're going to be. Yeah, so I said this is my last fight. I was going to take there was a Kitty and I think a Mangog up on Boss Island that I was going to take. However, I ran into some family issues late, and I said that I was going to take them, and then I got pulled away into personal stuff, and unfortunately I couldn't take them. So this ends up being my last fight of the war. Pretty easy, things. I think this was a Sig 80 thing. I checked, but I edited that part out already. So the protection is it's what it is. Eventually I'm just going to overpower it, so I'm not too concerned about it. You can see the heavies, of course, with the bleeds are removing 2 rock stacks, and then the concussion is most of the time preventing us from giving him more when we hit into him. So, like I said, APOC, even with the 35% concussion, is such a good option here for Thing. So, yep, another bait out this one more special 2, I think, and then one more special 1, I think, from me ends up finishing the fight. Punish this with another heavy, and then one more parry and a special 1, I think. There we go. Down he goes. So, 5 relatively straightforward fights from me this war. I wish I could have taken more, unfortunately. Didn't have the opportunity. Unfortunately, for us, we were down pretty early in this war, death-wise, and we just couldn't catch up. So, shout out to NXST for avenging their defeat last season with a defeat of their own this season. So hopefully there'll be a rubber match this season or next that we can kind of come back and take the series 2-1. But other than that, 5 kills, 0 deaths, dropping our record to 1-1. That's about it for this one, folks. Again, a short war today. If you like this, please remember to hit like, hit subscribe for me if you would be so kind. And as always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next time.